Yes? Thank you. New admission's on the way. You and Meg attend to it, will you?
Right.
That's all, Masters.
Would you believe you're my first patient today?
Do I win a prize or something?
You know what I mean. Most of the women only come in here because they're bored. Since Helen Masters arrived, they've found better things to do.
Like going on a hunger strike.
What?
She's persuaded them not to eat until the food improves.
Oh, so that's what Vera was so upset about earlier.
Does she need a reason?
Probably not. My dear, she has been, well, looking pretty awful lately.
It's a reaction to her mother's death, I think.
No, I think it goes deeper than that. Maybe someone ought to have a talk with her.
You're the doctor.
I was thinking more of a friend. You work as closely with her as anyone.
I don't think so, Greg.
Don't let me push you, just an idea.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah, well, I've been looking everywhere for you. The new arrivals are coming in. If you're going to spend your days chatting with the doctor, would you at least let reception know where you are so that people can find you?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to walk bloody miles now. This stuff's shifted.
Do you ever stop bloody whinging?
Up you.
Oh, for God's sake, put that back. Why don't you grow up?
I was only mucking about.
Oh, that's about all you're good for. It's time you grew up.
And I suppose that's what you've done since she started putting all that silly high-flowing muck into your head.
Ladies, Mrs. Davidson will be in the dining room at lunchtime to look into the food situation.
Well done, yeah.
We better start putting in our orders now. Oh, I think I'll start with a big passion fruit pad.
Yeah, well, I'll settle for bangers and mash. Hey, listen, seeing as we've got the governor joining us for lunch, I think we ought to make sure that the food is up to expectations.
Yeah, I reckon we should.
Right, when the time comes, I'll keep the screws busy and you take care of the rest.
Okay.
I was wondering, what sort of teaching did you do?
Primary school, young kids.
Did you like working with children?
Yes.
You know, if you wanted to, you could do a lot to help the other women in here.
Been talking to Dr. Miller, have we?
No, I go by my own instincts. After I get out, it would be good to know that someone else was carrying on the work I'd started.
Yes, so you can forget about us with a clear conscience.
Not at all. I fully intend to do everything I can to help when I'm outside. It just needs someone on the inside as well. And I think you're the right person for it.
Sorry, I'm no social worker.
You better watch it, mate. That's my girl you got your
What are
hands
you
all
talking
over.
about?
What do you fancy her
Oh,
to,
for
do you?
God's
I'm
sake.
sorry, I didn't realize.
Now, just a minute.
Well, look who it is.
Pardon?
You don't remember me, do you?
No, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't.
The Monarch Hotel. Champagne ring a bell? It was because of you I ended up in the kitchen. Remember now?
Oh, yes.
Don't reckon you're so high and mighty now, huh?
Oh, I'm perfectly comfortable, thank you. Even in here, there are those who rise naturally to the top, and those who sink to the bottom. Come on, Mason.
Sweetheart? No need to introduce you, is there? I think you know everyone. Have a nice day.
What are you doing here?
What do you think? I got picked up.
You stupid, brainless little bitch. What the hell's wrong with you? He wanted to marry you. And you have to go back on the game.
I know, Bea. It's just that it all...
What's the hurry? You give yourself a stroke.
No, I just want to get the job finished, that's all. You know, with Lynn gone, there's not much point in taking my time anymore. And I want to get a good report for this job. I'm due for parole, you know, should be out next week.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'll do is write to Lynn and get her to come back so we can be together.
Must have other girls waiting on the outside, a good-looking boy like you.
You kidding? Once you've been inside, they don't want to know you. Well, not the decent ones, anyway. But Lynn's different, like, you know, she knows what it's like. We've got a lot in common, you know.
Dear Dad, arrived home safely. The trip on the bus was okay. Mum and Dad were a bit upset about the baby and everything, but they don't want to talk about it. I know they both love me, but I think they're a bit ashamed of me too, which upsets me. They just don't seem to understand. I wish you were here, then I'd have someone to talk to that knows how I feel. Please write soon. Love, Lynn.
Eddie, what you said about Marilyn, if you had another chance, you wouldn't make the same mistake. You really mean that?
Do I mean it? B, I am so bloody miserable without her. Are you trying to tell me you know where she is?
Yeah.
Well, where? Look, I've got to talk to her. Well, if I can talk to her, I know I can make everything all right.
Hey, come on. I'll leave you two to talk.
Jesus, it didn't take you long, did it?
Eddie, I'm sorry.
I knew you wanted to get back on the game. You made that pretty bloody obvious, but I thought at least you'd have the brains to stay out of here.
Oh, Eddie, I love you.
Yeah, I bet you do. Now that you haven't got half a dozen mugs ready to climb to your bed every night and pay you for the privilege.
Now, there you go, Eddie.
You stay out of this. I know what you love, and you can just find someone else to give it to you because I've spent enough time up in that bloody ceiling to last me for the rest of my life.
Hey.
Got any more great ideas?
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen now, did I?
I told you it'd go off his brain.
Yeah, you certainly did. I'm beginning to think you two deserve each other.
Look, I'm only in for another month. If I'd waited till I got out, I
Look,
could...
he comes here to work practically every day. How do you think you're going to avoid him? Lock yourself in the loo all the time?
I don't know.
Give him a while to get used to it. He'll come around, you'll see.
You know whose fault all this is? It's that Masters woman. If it wasn't for her, I'd still be working at the hotel and none of this would have happened.
But you told me you left the hotel because your boss put the hard word on you.
Well, she didn't exactly help me.
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't ask her in the right way. I'll tell you one thing. She's managed to do a fair bit of stirring around here the past few days. I'm almost sorry to see her go.
Well, I've drawn up the contract as you requested, nominating James as the chief executive of the Australasian subsidiary. All we need now is your signature there.
I want to read it thoroughly first. Oh, don't worry, I'll have it signed before the trial tomorrow.
Good.
Now, if you don't mind, I want to speak to my solicitor in private.
I'll just wait outside.
It's possibly none of my business, but you're putting James into a very powerful position. Now, do you really think he can handle it?
That's for me to worry about. Your job is to convince the jury that I am innocent. Are you sure you're able to do that?
Oh, I'd say so, particularly with all the favourable publicity you've been generating lately. Although it would help if we could get one of the prison staff as a character witness.
See what I can do.
Yes, I'm quite sure you'll manage to persuade someone.
Come on, what's the hold-up? I'm starving.
Just shut up and wait.
Oh, so you're on their side now, are you?
I'm on nobody's side but my own. But if it means getting better grub in here, why not?
I told you, B, I'm just not hungry.
Okay, just hang back and watch the fun. Take your mind off your worries. Hey, Vera, I thought the governor was coming.
She's on her way.
Yeah? Taking her time. Hope she's bringing her stomach pump with her.
Where you lot go on, you're lucky to be fed at all. If it were left to me, I bet you all starve.
If it were left to you, you wouldn't have to. We'd all have stuck our head in the gas oven long ago.
What do you think you're doing? Shh, quiet.
I don't see Helen Masters.
Sorry if I've kept you waiting.
Let's get on with it then.